Hello, BookTube. My name is Elizabeth, and today is day 30 of Vlogmas. We are almost done. I just have today and one more day, and that's it. We're over, and it's done, and I accomplished it. I did it. But today, as the title suggests, I'm going to be giving you guys my statistics for 2016, so let's go ahead and get started. As of right now, I have read 131 books. My goal for the year is 135, but because I'm pre-recording this, I can only give you statistics on what I have read up to this moment, and because I'm going to be going on vacation, I'm not going to have my editing software. I won't be able to like change it or put it in the description or anything like that, updated views. So I'm just going to give you guys the statistics that I have up until this very date, which is pretty close to the end of the year, so it's as good as I can possibly get. But I'm on track to read 135 books this year. I've currently read 131. I'm going to keep looking over here because that's where my statistics are, just in case. The average number of pages that I read per book is 287, which is a lot smaller to me than I usually read in past years because I read a lot of graphic novels this year. So it really skewed my number of pages average, to the smaller side. The longest book that I read was Game of Thrones by George R. Martin, and that was like 830 pages. And the shortest book I read was Dream House by Marcia Bizognin, which is like 213 pages. Alright, here's my first graph, and it gives the publication date of all of the books that I read this year. Now, I like to read new releases and what's new and popular, so obviously the most books that I read this year were from this year, 2016, so I read 77 books, and then after that, the number goes way down. I read 20 books that were published in 2015, 12 books in 2014, 5 books that are from 2013 and 2012, and then after that, it's like 1 or 2 numbers, and I kind of like combined them. I did the 10s, and then I did the 1990s, I believe. So, I put those together. So that's why the graph kind of goes up at the end, because I combined the, 1990s and the teens and everything like that. But, yeah, the vast majority of books that I read were published this year. This next graph shows all the different genres that I read, and of course, as always, I read the most fantasy with 74 books. Fantasy is my favorite genre, and I included retellings into the fantasy genre too, because a lot of them are, they go with the same thing. So 74 fantasy is my next highest, with science fiction with 24, and then I read 12 contemporaries, which is just crazy. Like, I don't know where the heck all those contemporaries came from, because I am not a fan of contemporaries. I need to reevaluate that situation. And then I read 9 dystopians. I read 6 history books, which was mind-blowing. I didn't really think I read that much history either. And then I read one other, which was actually the Buzz books, which is like a compilation of the first 1 or 2 chapters of new books that are coming out. So I kind of put that in other. I really didn't think of a genre that could go in. I read 2 nonfiction. I read 1 erotic book, and I read 3 mystery/thriller. This next graph shows the male, female, gender of all the authors that I read to the best of my knowledge of what each author identifies as. So I read 40 male authors, I read 82 female authors, and I read 9 books that are like a combination of male, female authors, like Gemina, for example, are written by a male and a female author. And so I feel like a lot of people have a lot of issues reading a lot of books from female authors, but I obviously don't have that issue. I guess I need to read more male authors, but I don't know. I'm pretty happy with that number. That's okay. This next graph shows the month of which I read all of the books. My best month was January, where I read 17 books, so that was really good. Started off the year really good. And then I think my worst month was August, and I read 5 books. I don't really remember what was going on in August to make me read such few books, but I had some really great reading months this month. Obviously, I need to have great reading months if I want to complete my 200 book a year goal. But I'm really happy with this number. I think I did pretty good overall. August and October and June were really the only bad months that I had, in my opinion. But I still read a lot this year, so I'm happy with that. And this graph shows the star ratings that I gave all of my books. Now, this year was the year for 4-star books, you guys. I was a lot more critical on books that I gave 5-star ratings to. This year you wouldn't know it because I rated 27 of them 5 stars. I have been known to be very lenient when it comes to rating my books. So I think what most people would give a 4-star, I would give a 5-star, because I'm really nice when it comes to rating books. But this year was definitely the year for 4-star reviews. I gave 64 books 4-star reviews. I gave 30 books 3-star reviews, and 8 books 2-star reviews, which I thought was a lot more than I usually give. And then I gave one book 1 star, so that's really nice. Basically, I feel like this just shows me that I know what I like to read. I know what I'm going to enjoy. I think the vast majority of 3-star books that I read were either books that I read because of the Young Adult Booktube Awards that I just, I wasn't enjoying, or that I read for the Once Upon a Read Along that I kind of agreed to read with Chloe that I didn't necessarily thought that I would enjoy. So a lot of books that I wouldn't normally pick up that I picked up for other strenuous circumstances. I read them for a book club or for, whatever. And that's the vast majority of my 3-star reviews this year is books like that. I really just think that this gives me a good idea that I know what I like to read, and I have a very good sense of what I'm going to enjoy versus what I'm not going to enjoy. And my final graph is for diverse books. I read 41 diverse books this year, which I thought was a lot more than I was assuming that I had read. I thought my number was like really low. And then I read 87 books that were not diverse, and I read 3 books that I couldn't really put into is it diverse or not diverse category because they were like compilations of short stories, and one of them was like a nonfiction collection of like weird facts, and so I couldn't really put that in like diverse or not diverse. It's really just one of those things. It's either there's a lot of books that you can't put into is it diverse or not diverse. It's kind of just like in that gray area where you really can't put it into either, side. So, but reading 41 diverse books, I was happy with. My goal, if you guys have watched or you're going to watch my 2017 reading resolutions, I'll link it up here if you guys want to check it out. I want to read 50 diverse books next year and 25 of those being own voices. So I'm happy with this because my goal, I did not have a goal to read diverse books, but it just kind of happened, and so I was really happy about that. Alright guys, that was it for my reading statistics. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of it, what kind of reading statistics you were surprised at this year. And alright guys, that is it for my reading statistics video. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below what kind of statistics you guys had this year that you were surprised about. Do you even track your reading statistics every year? I want to know in the comments below. Check out my most recent video right here, or you can subscribe right here. I would really appreciate you guys if you click that button and subscribed. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!